Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Welcome po sa isa na namang episode ng online series ng ating inang pamantasan kung saan ang pagkatuto ay walang hanggan. Ito ang PNU Talks. Ako nga po pala si Jordan Velgado. Graduate po ako ng Bachelor of Elementary Education sa Philippine Normal University, Manila noong 2005. At ako ang inyong learning from home buddy para sa episode na ito. Ngayong araw, pag-uusapan po natin ang tungkol sa positive education. Bakit nga ba mahalaga to? At bakit mahalagang i-implement natin ito kung hindi man sa buong kabuuan ng ating mga paaralan sa ating silid-aralan? Bakit mahalaga bilang isang guro? Okay? Ito po yung aking mga i-share sa inyo ngayong araw na ito. What is positive education? Why positive education is important and why it is important that we implement it sa ating mga eskwelahan. Okay? So, before I begin sharing with you what is positive education, let's first take a look at what is the goal of education in the Philippines. When I did my research, I found this definition. I found this goal of education in the Philippines. Okay? According to the World Data on Education that was published in 2006, the goal of basic education is to provide the school-age population and young adults with skills, not only knowledge, skills, knowledge, and values to become caring, self-reliant, productive, and patriotic citizens. So, my question here is, since this was published in 2006, kasi very holistic yung learning goal, yung goal ng education sa ating bansa, where are we? Are we working towards that? Are we somewhat near to that goal na sinet noong 2006? Or have we accomplished? Are we there? Or are we only focusing on the knowledge? Especially now with the pandemic, are we able to achieve this goal, this particular goal that we have set in 2006? Okay? And with the current curriculum that you have, do you think that you will be able to achieve the goal? Okay? Which is to provide young age population and young adults with skills, knowledge, and values for them to become caring, self-reliant, productive, and patriotic citizens. This is the reason why I'm sharing with you what I think, something that will help you to achieve fully this particular goal, and that is positive education. So what is positive education? Okay? Positive education, according to Martin Seligman, he's the one who created the PERMA approach. Later on, I will be explaining to you what's the PERMA approach. That's the approach na ginamit ko po to integrate positive psychology to provide a positive environment for my students. Okay? According to Martin Seligman, it is the intervention between traditional teaching with the building of well-being. Dito sa definition niya, yung traditional teaching is more focused on the academic, the cognitive development, with the building of the well-being. Okay? So, ito yung definition. Ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng well-being? Yung well-being ba niya rito is yung bata kailangan parating masaya. No. There is a criteria. Mamaya pag-uusapan po natin yan. Okay? So, positive education represents a paradigm shift away from viewing education merely as a route to academic attainment towards viewing it as a place where students can cultivate their intellectual minds while developing a broad set of character strengths and well-being. Or in a nutshell, ang ibig sabihin niya, there is a balance between the three domains of learning, which is cognitive, affective, at psychomotor. Okay? Ngayon, kung titingnan natin yung double helix, ito yung nagre-represent sa positive education, that there is a balance between academic and character and well-being of the child. Okay? This is the DNA of education, according to Martin Seligman. Now, the question is positive education important for students? Kagaya nyo po, kapag halimbawa pumapasok kayo, syempre yung personal na buhay ninyo, bit ninyo. Meron po ilan sa atin nagagawa na, okay, kapag nasa loob ka na ng classroom, tanggalin mo yung personal na buhay mo, mag-focus ka sa trabaho mo bilang guro. Pero syempre, hindi magagawa yan ng mga bata. So, kung halimbawa papasok ang bata sa classroom mo, bit niya yung lahat ng mga sitwasyon, problemang meron siya. Okay? Maaaring yung bata ay nagsasuffer sa kung anong isang bagay na hindi mo alam at bit niya ito. And maaaring maging isang dahilan ito para hindi makapag-focus ang bata. Ngayon, kung ikaw bilang isang guro, you implemented itong positive education, merong ginagamit mo yung positive psychology, there is a positive environment sa iyong silid-aralan, yung bata will be given an opportunity to be able to cope and to be resilient, okay? And learn to cope and manage challenging situations. So, kung yung iyong silid-aralan, syempre hindi naman natin alam kung paano nagsimula yung araw, kung saan nagmumula ang bawat bata na nasa ating silid-aralan, kung ano yung mga problema nila sa araw na yon. Syempre, kung daragdag pa tayo doon, kung halimbawa magbibigay ka ng mga nasty feedback habang ikaw ay nagtuturo para lamang makuha ang kanilang atensyon, hindi natin natutulungan yung well-being ng bata. Hindi natin natutulungan na i-develop niya yung mga essential skills para mapabuti niya yung kanyang sarili. Also, kung halimbawa ginagamit natin ang positive education sa loob ng ating mga silid-aralan, double purpose na natatanggal natin, natutulungan natin yung mga estudyante natin to cope with difficult situations, with difficult emotions. At the same time, dahil sa yung environment natin is positive, it gives them the boost, the will para to strive better when it comes to academics. Kaya nga sabi rito, positive education in the classroom can also have a practical benefit. Students who feel supported and engaged will be more focused in class, will connect better with their teachers and peers, and will achieve better academic outcomes. So, double purpose yan. Kapag halimbawang ginamit mo ang positive education sa iyong classroom, you provided them with positive environment, natulungan mo na yung bata to develop yung mga essential skills na kailangan niya. At the same time, para sa kanyang well-being. At the same time, tinutulungan mo pa rin siyang mag-achieve academically. Okay? Now, earlier I did mention na Martin Seligman is the one who created the PERMA approach. So, ang PERMA approach, ang objective niya is to build strength within the individual so that one can actually cope better with life's challenges. Some of the strengths that positive education focuses on include inspiration, yung inspired kang gawin yung mga bagay kahit walang mga prompting, ikaw mismo sa sarili mo. Resilient, kapag halimbawang pinupukol ka ng mga problema, mabilis kang nakakabangon. At the same time, nakikita mo na nagiging mapagpasalamat kang tao sa mga bagay na mga natatanggap mo. So, these are the three strengths of positive education: inspiration, resilience, and gratitude. Like earlier, what I said, yung positive education isn't about feeling happy all the time. It's about recognizing that we all have our strengths and we can build on it. Okay? So, himayin natin kung ano yung PERMA approach, yung PERMA model. P stands for positive emotion. I've read somewhere and I've watched, and even ako sa sarili ko, most of the time, dati, when I was not yet using positive education, I'm more of a pessimist than an optimist kind of person. Ngayon, halos karamihan ganun sa atin. Meron nga dyan na halimbawa nakakuha na sa first quarter, nakakuha na ng A plus, B, tapos may nag-iisa siyang F. Hindi niya natitignan yung mga nagawa niyang tama, yung mga naipasa niyang subject. Magfo-focus siya doon sa kanyang asignatura or dun sa subject na hindi niya naipasa. Okay? So, P stands for positive emotion. We have to make sure that we provide an environment where students will have this positive emotion. The student can focus on things that make them feel good, like being recognized for quality work or having the chance to help a classmate. Kabaligtaran ito na halimbawa gagawin ko yung isang project and then after I will feel good. Okay? Dapat I feel good because of this particular environment that is provided to me, and that is the reason why gagawin ko ito ng mas mabuti. Okay? So, positive emotion. Student can focus on things that make them feel good, like being recognized for quality work or having the chance to help a classmate. In my classroom, since I use positive education, it's undeniably may mga batang nahihirapan i-grasp yung concept. Meron mga batang okay lang managing, may mga batang high flyers o mabilis nilang nauunawaan yung mga konsepto. So what I do in my class is, okay, since nauunawaan mo at natapos ka na sa trabaho mo, very good. Now, if you would want to help other kids sa loob ng aking silid-aralan, then go for it. Na nakikita ko yung mga estudyante ko na high flyers, pagkatapos nila, they go around like me and then they help other students. So, yun po yung kulturang meron ako sa loob ng classroom. Okay? Number 2, E stands for engagement. Students feel absorbed by their work because they find it challenging but achievable. And it explores new ideas in interesting ways. So, when was the last time na na-provide mo yung mga estudyante mo not with difficult and unrealistic activities, kung hindi challenging but achievable activities? Okay? Mamaya po, pag-uusapan, i-share ko sa inyo patungkol dito sa ina ito. Kasi mamaya magkukwento ko patungkol sa isang bata na palagay ko kung nagamitan ng PERMA approach ay hindi siya mag-withdraw from his obligation as a student. Okay? So, providing challenging but achievable activities for the students will definitely engage them. Okay? Hindi yung unrealistic, very difficult activities. Obviously, kapag talagang sobrang hirap niyan, hindi ma-challenge yung bata kung hindi mag-give up na lang. Okay? So, let's not provide them with difficult and unrealistic activities. Okay? If you want your students to be engaged, challenging but realistic activities. Okay? So that's for E. R stands for relationships. Students feel able to build strong connections with you and with other students through feedback and activities. So, dito po sa litrato na ito, kung mapapansin ninyo, parang nasa kusina yung mga estudyante ko. Isang activity po ito na ginagawa namin where we teach the kids, life skills. Activities kung saan nagtutulong-tulong sila, where they can connect with other students. So, either you give them feedback and or activities na matutulungan silang magkaroon ng healthy relationships. Okay? Next, M stands for meaning. Students understand the purpose of their work and why it's important for them to learn. So, mahalaga po sa kanila, sa mga estudyante, kung bakit nila ginagawa ang isang bagay. Hindi yung may pinagagawa ka sa kanila because ikaw ang teacher at ikaw ang masusunod. So, dapat yung learning goals, yung objectives, kung bakit tinuturo mo ang isang bagay, napakaliit na bagay po nito, dapat i-share mo sa kanila. So, ako po sa loob ng classroom ko, bago po ako nag-uumpisa, what I do is that I share with my students yung learning outcomes. So, sa araw na ito yung dapat matutunan ninyo. Kasi para may kakayahan kayo na gawin ito. Okay? So, yung M stands for meaning. Dapat alam ng bata kung bakit nila kailangan gawin at kung ano yung dapat nilang gawin. Okay? And lastly, A stands for achievement. Students receive encouraging and honest feedback on their work and feel a sense of accomplishment and success. So, yung halimbawa sa classroom po namin sa aking silid-aralan, mahalaga na kapag ipinasa ng bata yung kanilang trabaho, immediate yung feedback. Kumbaga, kinabukasan o pagkatapos ng within 24 hours, dapat may feedback yung bata para mabago ng bata, para mas mapaganda ng bata, so that the child will have that sense of accomplishment na nagawa ko kung ano yung pinagagawa sa akin. Okay? Na-achieve niya kung ano yung kailangan niyang gawin. So, students receive encouraging and honest feedback. Okay? By focusing on each of these areas, yung sa PERMA, balikan po muna natin ulit, yung positive emotions. Okay? If you're providing an environment with that they can actually feel positive about things. Okay? when you're providing them with challenging but achievable activities, they will be engaged. If you're providing feedback and or activities that can actually help them build positive relationships with their peers and with you, okay? If they know the reason why they are doing things, and if they can have that sense of achievement, okay, definitely yung batang yun ay magde-develop yung not only academically but pati yung kanyang well-being magfo-flourish. So, ano bang itsura ng isang positive education? Paano natin malalaman kung positive yung ating atmosphere sa loob ng classroom? Ano ba yung mga indicators? Although, iba-iba ito sa loob ng isang classroom, but a positive classroom environment will have the following characteristics. Okay? So, ito yung mga indicators. Paano mo malalaman kung may positive environment na ba sa aking klase? Is it enough that students come and laugh inside the classroom? Yung natatawa sila, pero kapag dating ng assessment, makita mo marami sa kanila ang hindi pumapasa. Or, gumagamit ka ng humor, nagpo-provide ka ng positive environment sa kanila kung saan they feel good about themselves, they can build a positive relationship, they feel supported, then makikita nyo po na malalaman nyo na yun yung you've provided them with a positive environment. Okay? So these are the indicators for you to know that inside your classroom you have a positive environment. Okay? A safe and welcoming atmosphere, a sense of belonging among students. So bago po namin in-adapt yung positive education, talaga nauubos yung aking boses sapagkat maya't maya may mga bata, may mga magkakaklase na nag-aaway. But when we adapted positive education, hindi ko alam, parang miracle worker siya. Wala akong nakikitang away kung hindi mga estudyanteng nagtutulungan. Okay? Trust between students and the teacher. Makita mo, halimbawa, tinanong mo yung mga bata, may katanungan ba? Do you have any question? Automatic makikita mo yung mga batang nahihirapan, nagtatanong. Tapos, from there, sinusuportahan ng bawat isa yung kaklase nila, ine-explain nila in their own words kung ano ibig sabihin or kung ano yung aspeto kung saan nahihirapan yung isang estudyante. Okay? Willingness in students to ask questions, participate, and take risks. Sa classroom ko po, yung mga bata talagang kapag halimbawang nahihirapan ay hindi nahihiyang magtanong sa loob ng klase. Halimbawa, tinanong ko, okay, it's time for us to identify who are those who are okay, just right, and those who are not there yet. Okay? So, kapag halimbawang may nagtaas dun sa not there yet, ang tatanungin ko, okay, what are the things that you understand? Okay? Now, who can actually explain the part that he or she is having difficulty? So, may mga batang nakuha na yung konsepto at nag-volunteer sa loob ng classroom. Malalaman mo rin that you have provided them with positive environment if there is a clear expectations and fair and honest feedback given by the teacher. Okay? Now, let's proceed to the rationale. Why is it important na gamitin natin ang positive education? Why positive education? Why can't we stick to the current practice? Okay? Now, kanina sabi ko po sa inyo, mag-share ako sa inyo kasi napakahalagang maintindihan natin yung role natin bilang teacher. It is not only to disseminate information, not only to give them, provide them with the facts and all of that. So, sa panahon po natin ngayon, marami na ang aware. If not all, most of us are aware of mental health. And bakit ko po minimension ito? Saan ba nagmumula yung mental health issues ng bawat tao? Nagkakaroon ng tao ng depression, ng anxiety. Saan ba nagmumula ito? Negative emotions make us fight, flight, and freeze. Okay? So may i-share po ako sa inyo na sa palagay ko, kung ang guro or ang magulang nagpo-provide ng positive environment dito sa bata, siguro hindi magiging ganito yung outcome noong bata. Okay, here goes. A few months back, I met a woman. She's a very wonderful woman. She's providing well for her kids, turning nights into days actually, just so she could provide for the needs of her children. Itong nanay na ito may anak. At because she's pulling her weight, because she's providing well for the family, syempre cause and effect yan. Nagtatrabaho siya, long hours, na nagkakaroon siya ng capacity to provide for her family. Pero dahil nga dyan, wala na siyang oras to make sure na natututukan niya yung kanyang mga anak pagdating sa pag-aaral. Ngayon, she's expecting that her child will do the same, will pull his weight. Nung umpisa naman yung bata ay, nung umpisa ng klase, tinatry naman niya, ginagawa naman niya yung module niya. So nag-umpisa ang klase, nag-umpisa rin na magkaroon ng feedback yung bata. These are not really good feedback coming from people around him. I will not mention kung teacher ba yan o kung yung magulang ba yan, but this child consistently got negative feedback about the quality and about the kind of work that he produced. So, over time, yung bata, yes, ginagawa pa rin ng bata yung trabaho, pero less and less. And then eventually, just very recently, bago ko po tulungan yung bata, hindi na ginagawa ng bata yung kanyang trabaho, yung kanyang module. In fact, yung nanay, one time, nagpunta po ako doon, ang sabi, nasan ba yung batang yan? Nasan ba yan? So, ang tamad-tamad naman, ang tamad-tamad. The question is, tamad ba talaga yung bata? Or the child has just developed negative emotions? Kasi yung bata is already avoiding doing the work. Now, kanina sabi ko sa inyo, kung halimbawang may PERMA approach tayo, if the positive education was adapted or used by the people, by the teacher, or by the adults around him, probably hindi magiging ganun yung outcome ng bata. If the child felt supported, if the child felt that it was okay to make mistakes, if the child felt na kailangang pagpursigahan ko to kasi ito yung dahilan kung bakit kailangan gawin ko to. But none of that was actually provided to the child. So, imbis na ma-motivate yung bata, the child started developing negative emotions. And hindi ko alam kung it's now something serious kasi yung bata nagkakaroon na ng disruptive behavior. Madalas nakikipag-away na. So, we need to do something about the things that we do para sa ating mga anak at para na rin sa atin kasi syempre kapag kagaya niya nakipag-away yung anak niya sa isa pa niyang anak, of course stress na naman doon sa nanay, kauuwi lang pagod sa trabaho, stress. Okay, but if we integrate, if inside the classroom we're providing our students with a positive environment, if we're using positive psychology, if we're utilizing positive education together with yung kailangan nating i-cover yung ating curriculum, then we will be able to develop their well-being as human beings. Okay? Another example, another sharing that I have is this. Noong pandemic, well, maraming teachers ang natuwa. Maraming teachers ang naging skeptical about the mode of learning method, yung delivery ng pagkatuto. Simply because some teachers are well equipped when it comes to technology. They are abreast in the latest, technological trends. Pero may iba naman na hindi. So, may iba na technologically challenged. But that doesn't mean that they are not effective teachers. Marami po akong kakilalang mga guro na magaling kahit bigyan mo lang ng chalk yan or whiteboard marker. Pero because of the situation, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, of course, itong mga kaguruan natin na technologically challenged, when I say technologically challenged, yung hindi sila komportable na gumamit ng advanced technology sa kanilang day-to-day delivery ng lesson. So, yung mga taong nahihirapan pa nga pagdating sa projection ng kung ano nasa screen nila papunta sa projector, or what more kung halimbawang ginawa mong full online class yan tapos nagkaroon ng technical difficulties, how will they be able to manage, hindi po ba? So, yung mga teachers na yon, instead na kung halimbawang pinapractice nila yung positive education, kung halimbawang expose sila sa positive education, most probably they're still practicing now. But because even the teachers hindi exposed sa positive education, sa positive environment, instead na sige, subukan ko. Sige, magkaroon ka ng ganong klase ng drive. Some teachers who are really good when it comes to what they do opted early retirement. So, because they've developed this fear na baka hindi ko magampanan yung tungkulin ko effectively, hindi ako makapag-deliver ng lesson ko effectively. Paano kapag nagkaroon ng technical difficulty, sino ang aking tatawagin? All of that, titignan natin, it still falls under dahil nag-develop siya ng negative emotions. Kaya instead of trying, the teacher decided to leave the teaching profession. Okay? Right. Why did I share with you itong slide ng negative emotions? Everything has to start somewhere, big or small. So, kung halimbawang sa bahay, sa eskwelahan, at paglabas pa rin sa mga kaibigan ng bata, ay wala siyang, the child is not provided with a positive environment. Most probably, kahit maliliit na negative emotions yan, it could lead into something far more serious. So, Facts, according to the World Health Organization, dito sa Pilipinas, ikatlo ang mental health illness bilang common disability. Okay? In fact, may 6 million Filipinos na nabubuhay with depression and anxiety. The third highest rate of mental disorder in the Western Pacific. Also, the Philippine World Health Organization conducted this study in 2020, pre-pandemic, and they found out that 3.6 million Filipinos suffer from at least one kind of mental, neurological, or substance use disorder, like drinking excessive alcohol for them to be able to cope. So this was not disclosed specifically kung bata ba yan, kung matanda ba yan. Basta ang sinabi, 3.6 million Filipinos suffer from at least one kind of mental, neurological, or substance use disorder. Okay? Worse, suicide rates are reported to be at 3.2 per 100,000 population, with higher rates among males than females. So ibig sabihin sa every 100,000 na tao, merong 3,200 na nagpapakamatay. What does it tell us? Hindi naman ibig sabihin na nagpakamatay yung bata dahil hindi natapos ng pag-aaral. The reason why this child or this person committed such act is because the person does not have a positive well-being. Hindi nag-develop yung kanyang positive well-being. So, alam naman po natin ngayon na nandun pa rin naman tayo, nasa hopefully post-COVID na ito, but we are still there. And hindi lang po mga matatanda ang naapektuhan ng COVID-19 pandemic. Lahat po tayo, mapabata, mapamatanda. And my last slide to this particular part of my talk, itong last slide na ito, is very striking. Filipinos, based on the study conducted by World Health Organization, hindi naman sila generally unhappy lang dahil wala silang trabaho or dahil mababa yung kanilang sweldo. Excuse me po. Nagmumula rin ito coming from the pressures arising from high expectations from family and society. So, we should know better as an educator or as an educational institution na hindi lang dapat tayo nagpo-provide ng information sa bata. Kung hindi dinedevelop rin natin, hindi lang natin nahasay yung kanyang kaalaman, pagkatuto. Kung hindi dinedevelop rin natin yung kanyang well-being. Okay? By using positive education, by providing a positive environment inside your classroom whenever you are teaching. Okay? So, why apply positive education in your class? Bakit nga ba mahalaga na i-apply natin ang positive education in your class? Kanina, pinakita ko sa inyo yung statistics, and it's growing. Yung study po na yun na conducted by the World Health Organization was done in 2020. Dumaan tayo sa pandemya. So basically, yung number of people with depression, with anxiety, yung mga estudyante natin, yung mga teachers natin, syempre, with the amount of work that they have to do, pressure po yan, yung sa mga estudyante natin, loaded din sila ng mga kailangan nilang i-accomplish. na mga kailangan nilang isubmit. Okay? They might seem small sa ngayon. Pero kapag halimbawang hindi natin natulungan yung mga bata na i-develop yung kanilang well-being, kahit na pakiramdam natin na natututo yung bata, kasi kapag nagko-quiz naman tayo or nag-a-assessment, pumapasa yung bata. Okay? Maganda na i-provide natin i-utilize natin yung positive education. Let's provide kids with a positive environment inside the classroom while we are still teaching what we need to teach. Okay? So that they will feel good, tapos they will strive because natuturuan mo silang i-develop yung kanilang well-being. Okay? Providing a safe and non-toxic environment for your students, co-teachers, administrators, and all other stakeholders. Sa totoong buhay lang po, mapa-social media, lumabas po kayo. Alam ko, I don't want to be political. Ayoko pong pag-usapan ng politika. But the kind of environment that we have is very intoxicating. So, dapat po may isang lugar man lang, yung inyong classroom o yung inyong eskwelahan, kung saan makakapag-provide tayo ng opportunity for the child to develop his or her well-being while still achieving academically. Sabi nga ni Mahatma Gandhi, be the change you want to see in the world. Ngayon, kung gusto nating ma-achieve yung goal ng education dito sa Pilipinas, then we should start using or integrating and adapting positive education, if not possible sa whole school, sa inyong classroom, so that tayo bilang mga teachers ma-achieve natin yung goal na yun, to educate the child holistically. Okay? So, sa muli po, ito po si Jordan Velgado at maraming salamat po sa inyong oras. At sumayin nyo na naman ang PNU Talks.